Upper90studios.com.
Fantasy Premier League tips and sheets. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you how to embrace risk-taking. The word risk implies danger, but in fantasy it's a motivational word, the chance to win big. Coming off back-to-back red arrows, I took the biggest risk of the season. I sold Sterling, who was owned by 99% of the managers in the Elite 64, and this is why. My initial plan for Game Week 6 was to keep Sterling, but things can change quickly in fantasy. We have to keep an eye on all the competitions, not just the Premier League. Sterling played the full game in the Champions League after playing 90 minutes twice for England. Bernardo Silva, David Silva, and Aguero were fully rested in Europe midweek, which increased their chance of starting against Watford Game Week 6. Something else I noticed is that Mendy is back, and he can do the job of two players on the left, allowing Guardiola to play his magicians Bernardo Silva and David Silva, plus De Bruyne and Aguero. Mendy is a real threat to the left-sided players at Man City. We've already seen what he's done to Leroy Sané in the past. So after watching the Champions League, I logged into FPL and I took the captaincy off of Sterling. I was flipping between Salah and KDB. When I realized Sterling wasn't going to be my captain, I quickly posted an update on the Game Week 6 blog post that I was having second thoughts about Sterling. People started asking me about buying Aguero for a hit, and I agreed that it made sense. I was changing my mind. Then the experts team started popping up on social media, all captaining Sterling. No one mentioned the risk of him being benched, or if they did, why would they captain him? Why didn't they mention Mendy, or Mahrez even, as a threat to Sterling? Aguero is breaking records every single week. Only one or two influencers talked about how Aguero was fully rested midweek, and he was saved for the Premier League. Even they ended up keeping Sterling, and that's okay. I can understand the risk of going off template. We can't ignore the experts' template completely, but we also can't make strange decisions that go against our instinct. Do not captain Shane Duffy in a double game week just because the experts are doing it. So last week I said that I was going to stay calm, always believe you are doing your best and the results will follow. I sold Mane, who scored 15 points, for KDB, who was benched 1 point. Here are the total points now. KDB has already scored more points than Mane in just 2 games, and he was benched in one of those games. It was just a matter of being patient, waiting one extra game week. Don't panic if your transfer backfires in the very next game week. We can judge all of our transfers at the end of the season, not after just one round. Speaking of results, here's a quick review of Game Week 6. Matt Ryan, so unlucky in recent weeks. I'm so happy for him. 10 points against Newcastle, clean sheet, 4 saves, maximum bonus points. So I have a difficult decision now. You're going to find out what I'm going to do later in the video. Lundstrom, 12 points. Highest scoring defender in the game. Sheffield United, they didn't create many chances against Everton. This was probably their worst performance of the season, but they somehow left Goodison with a 2-0 win. But Sheffield United work hard, they defend as a team, which always gives them a chance for a surprise at the other end. If they score, I'm hoping Lundstrom is the one involved. Maguire, Digne, even Van Dijk, they were all disappointing. One of those 3 is definitely leaving my team this week, and the other 2 have to earn their stay in my team or they're going to be out soon. De Bruyne has 17 points. In this form, he's one of the best players in the world. That's enough on him. Let's keep going. Salah, 5 points. He was pretty good against Chelsea. Looked sharp and full of energy. The goals are going to come. Son, 5 points. I sold Maddison for Son. Of course, Maddison scores. As long as Son can make it up, just like KDB did against Mane, I'm okay with it. Son provided an assist, but he should have scored more points. I'm hoping that Spurs can turn things around in front of the home fans this weekend. Son has 2 home games now in the next 3. His opponents are Southampton, Brighton, and Watford. Mason Mount, 2 points. He was a major doubt with the ankle injury. He could have scored at least 2 goals. One was Abraham, who didn't square it to Mount. He was wide open for a tap-in. I'm not bitter at all. Then he had a great chance at the end when Marcos Alonso crossed it from the left, and he hit it over. Since Mount didn't suffer serious ligament damage, my plan was always to keep him even if he missed Game Week 6. His replacement would have had to make up a -4 hit and be a better choice than Mount going forward. Mount's form, fixtures, and Chelsea's attack potential, plus his price, he ticks every single one of those boxes. Pukki, 2 points, had at least one good chance to score. He tried to curl it around Pope. He got a really good hand to it. Pukki now has more points than Salah, Mane, and Sterling, so I'm happy to keep him. Sergio Aguero, 18 points, he was my captain. He was an absolute nightmare for Watford, a goal and an assist, and he hit the post twice. Those chances are going to go in soon, and he's going to end up with 20 points or 40 points for those who captain him. Aguero is now the first player in Premier League history to score in each of the first 6 games of a season. The only thing missing is a hat trick, so I hope you're watching. So what's the plan for Game Week 7? Plan A is to sell Maguire for Otamendi. Straightforward, no hit. Otamendi has good scoring potential from attacking set pieces, and he faces Everton, who failed to score game week 6. Plan B would be Maguire out for Otamendi, then a straight swap, Ryan to Pope. Pope's ownership in the Elite 64 is now pushing to 80%, and he has good fixtures. I'm using the extra 4 points that Ryan earned over Pope game week 6 to justify this transfer. I'm not ignoring ownership stats completely. I'm using key differentials like Son and Aguero to gain an advantage. If I make these transfers, my game week 7 team would look like this. So how did you guys do this week? I love seeing your team updates, good or bad. Remember to identify the biggest problems in your team and correct them first. But don't pass on the opportunity to throw in a calculated risk that goes against the FPL community. So that's going to be a wrap for today. I'm going to add the Elite 64 ownership stats to the Game Week 7 blog post, as well as my latest team and transfers, so stay tuned. If you like my music, all my songs are free to download on the website. See the link in the description. Be sure to follow at Upper 90 Studios on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where you get an inside scoop before YouTube. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because this season is going to be epic. Don't forget to subscribe to our email list and get your free fixture difficulty cheat sheet. Click the Fantasy Premier League tab at upper90studios.com. If you're on a computer, it's at the top right of the page. If you're on a phone, it's at the bottom. Thanks for watching. See you soon.